Okay, here's the ironic thing. The stoner has this problem. There's a refrigerator right there that I had access to. Now I'm not going to have access to it. And that means, what does this poor stoner, what is he going to do with can of butter? This and this both had the same rough amount of trim. All the trim, all the sugar leaves, everything on I put them in the freezer, the older ones. I threw half of those away though, just the glistening ones. In a big stock pot and boiled them, and then first I baked the weed for 250 degrees for 2 hours, and then I boiled water and put the weed in the water and boiled it a little bit. And when the water was real hot, I put in 2 pounds of butter in this one, 1 pound of butter in this one. So and it's the same rough amount of trim. So I don't know if this is going to be more concentrated or how that's going to work, or if it's less effective. It's kind of a shit shoot. But I think it does look a little bit. Hold on, let me. It worked really well, by the way. This is a little lighter, I do believe. But let me. This one was more cramming and this one was a bigger tub, so I could take bigger chunks. And it's really, this is how it works. The water and oil separate. So when I was done boiling them together, and I meant for a long time too, for like an hour, and then I took cheesecloth and put it over this big crock pot and poured it through, and it worked perfect. And you get a big gunk ball, and you have to squeeze it, and squeeze it, and squeeze it, and squeeze it, and it took forever to cool down too. It was all real hot. It's a 5-hour process, and get it in these little tubs. You put it in the fridge. After you get a big puddle, the 8-quart pot, I dumped it into another container through a cheesecloth and squeezed out this cheesecloth. And actually, the cheesecloth, when I got down to it and I was just squishing out goo, I put it directly in this, and it made see, there's like a gap under there, and that's because there was still some water in that. And then I poked a hole in the side and drained that water. So it's just water and what absorbed into butter. Just Kroger standard unsalted 2 pounds. This is 2 pounds minus whatever I lost in the process of butter. And this is 1 pound of butter with a visibly halfway, like I split the trim into half. Like, it wouldn't all fit. The pot was too big. Like, it physically wouldn't. It was almost a miracle. It just barely fit. Everything just barely fit. In 2 batches, it was weird that I had all that shit in hand. I already had the 8-quart pot. It was the one from being homeless and heating up bath water and stuff. I had the crock pot that I bought. I just threw it out after this too. One that I don't have space. It had a pretty big reservoir because I didn't have a second thing to pour it into, and I was kind of tripping. Like, what do I do? I only have one big giant pot. I was looking about buying another one, but then I realized I had that crock pot. I'm like, oh, and it worked, just barely. So this is firm enough. This butter's firm enough. There's a gap there. That's an air gap. Oh, see, there's a little bit of water in there. And I'll no, actually, I saw that. I'll go vent it, but that's just pure water. There's nothing in this. Is the most pure cannabis I've ever had. It's butter leached cannabinoids out of the plant. You're not smoking. You're not vaping. It's already heat activated, so you can just eat it. You don't have to put in anything. This isn't really for making cookies. You don't make cookies with this. You add it to butter. Like, you don't use all this. You don't fucking put whatever it is, a cup of butter and of can of butter in cookies. You take 3 tablespoons of this and mix it into the butter that was already going in the cookies. So it does still need butter and stuff, but you don't use all can of butter. There's 3 tablespoons maybe for a big batch of cookies. It's strong. A dose is. Hold on. I'll take one just because. That right there is a decent dose. Twice that would be a party stone. Doesn't taste bad. It doesn't taste bad. Not particularly, it's not scrumptious, but there's no negative sensations coming from my tongue. So this is a painless. I mean, it's got fat and oil in it, but that's not as bad as people think. But butter and fat isn't as bad for you as you would think. Besides that, it's a painless, smokeless way to do cannabis. Oh, and I have all of this, and I don't. I don't know. So what do I do with it? You have to keep it refrigerated, and that's a lot. Now that I know, and it's strong. Like, I've tested it already. Like that's how I said that's a dose. Um, I think I'll go to a session, try to sell it, and give them a sob story, and tell them, oh, I'm homeless, and I just get out of my apartment, and can I just be ghetto, and how do I sell it? What portions do I sell it? What do I put it in? Like, I don't know. Maybe just get everyone high. Yeah, only thing I can do. So, Veni Veni Vici. Everything brings up negative shit from my childhood. That was from that children's show Doug, and I remember fighting with my parents over that. It was Doug was too mature. My mother's incredible censorship. I think about that way more than people. That's how the service dog thing all started. Because the inmates had a radio and were playing something, and the music got me beating myself because it reminded me of my childhood abuse. So we're trying to listen to music. Okay, so I guess that's a plan, but that's about all I can do. I don't know how to portion it up and sell or whatever, but I'm guessing I'll go to the 99-cent store and I'll get some sort of small storage thing. I don't know. Anyway, have a good night. Oh, share, like, subscribe. I gotta fucking start pushing the business thing more. I have to come up. It's necessary. I'm gonna get monetization soon and make, I get a minimum of 10,000 views a month, and that is worth, see, 450 per 10,000, 450 times 10, $45. That's half my cell phone, a little less than half my cell phone. But again, the witness thing and whatever, and it could be more. It was more, but without the bullies. If a group of people would stop working night and day to endanger the community and drive me crazier, I'd be all right. But they just won't quit. Nothing I can do.